Alright.
Hi.
What up?
Alright. All the power of the storm from all the world flows through my veins and can be summoned by my hammer at any time, wherever it is. A lightning storm in Japan, mine. A hurricane off the coast of Barbados, mine again. A brace of tornadoes in Kansas, mine. All that might, all that destructive force, mine to command. Channeled and guided through the mystic might of this hammer, guided right at thee. You've probably figured by now that this quote was spoken by the almighty hero Thor, even though y'all probably heard a bunch of things about him and some of his incredible deeds, but you probably don't know much about his childhood or the incredible powers he possesses. That's why I'm here to tell you about my good friend, who I've happened to meet several times when he stopped by from outer space to check in on us. Even though most of y'all haven't been fortunate enough to meet him like I have, he's probably saved one of our lives at some point or another. So let's pay this kind-hearted, true hero some respect and learn about his early childhood and some of the powers he possesses. First of all, Thor has a very complex and ancient childhood. It all started on a faraway planet from Earth called Asgard. There, his father Odin, who's the king of all Asgardians, decided that he wanted to have a kid not only from his homeland of Asgard, but also from the planet we all know, Earth. So Odin went to Earth and had to seek out a woman he deemed worthy enough. While he was there, he found a girl that he thought was perfect for the job, and her name was Jord, and she quickly became pregnant. When it was time for her to give birth to Thor, Odin created a cave in the middle of Norway where he was born. He lived the first couple months of his life on planet Earth. And then a point came in time where Odin decided him and Thor needed to go back to his homeland, where he would be raised by himself and his actual wife, Frigga. Well, back at Asgard, he wasn't an only child. He actually had an adopted brother named Loki, whose father died while in battle. Loki was always jealous of Thor because Thor was the rightful heir to the throne. As time passed on, he realized it wasn't going to be given to him, so his jealousy soon turned into hatred, and he tried to kill Thor many times throughout his life. When Thor was 8, he was sent off to the land of the dwarves, and that's where Odin decided he was going to create this magical hammer that possessed a lot of power. Odin knew just how powerful this hammer could be, so he put many enchantments on it, such as only someone that was truly worthy of it could actually lift it up and possess its powers. Over the next couple years, it was clearly obvious that the hammer was destined for Thor, because he was the one that had the power to use it, and basically, the day that the great deeds of selfishness had proved him worthy of the hammer is the day he would receive it. Once Thor knew this, he spent many days of his life training to try to gain the strength to be able to pick up this hammer and performing many selfless, heroic deeds in order to prove that he was worthy of this hammer and all its mighty power. Thor quickly grew frustrated, though, as he still couldn't lift up the hammer after several years, and Odin realized this, so he decided to send Thor on a journey with his best friends to another place. During this journey, he was supposed to realize that not only did it take great strength and also selfless heroics, but it also was going to require a pure heart, which is what he lacked at the time. He quickly learned how to manage all three at the same time, and over his journey, he quickly became Asgard's greatest warrior by the time he was 20. Over his journey, he also fell in love with a girl named Sif, who was kidnapped by Hela, the goddess of death. Thor used all his powers, everything he could, to try to free Sif from Hela, but he just couldn't do it. So one day he was so defeated, he even offered up his own life in order for Sif to be free. The goddess of death was so impressed that she ended up letting Sif go without even killing him. It was several heroics like this that showed he was selfless and had a pure heart and was ready to harness the power of what the hammer had. This is when the legend of Thor began. Secondly, Thor has some of the rarest and most powerful powers of all superheroes. His powers are very unique because he's half Asgardian and half elderly god, meaning he's from Earth. Therefore, he has the same powers of all his Asgardian friends, but they're more developed and more complex because of the human element. He has, like all superheroes, it all starts with his superhero strength. He's known as the Asgardian god of strength, and by the time he was 20, he was the strongest person on any planet he'd ever been to. On several accounts, there are many occasions of his heroic deeds of strength. As he destroyed an arch weighing over 1 million tons without even sweating, he held together the fissures of a badly damaged moon and mended it with his own lightning. There's also accounts of him pushing over the Leaning Tower of Pisa with only a finger, while he also held up the George Washington Bridge while Mission Control fixed it without a single person being harmed. Not only does he have superhuman strength, but he also has superhuman speed. He can fly the sun in a matter of minutes. He can also throw his hammer at several times the speed of light. Through the speed of his hammer, he can also travel through space and appear anywhere in the universe he wants in a matter of seconds. He also controls Cape so fast that he can cause a tornado that can devastate anything in its way. One of the most unique and impressive powers he has is his ability to manipulate energy. He is the god of the earth, and he can control all Mother Nature. He can control landslides, avalanches, and earthquakes at any time he deems necessary. He can also control the weather, such as the lightning and the thunder, and he can also discharge lightning bolts directly from his hands. Another important power he has is his healing factor. Although he isn't invincible and can be harmed, he can heal very fast compared to humans, and he can survive blasts that would definitely kill any human in its way. He can heal bones in a matter of a couple hours, rather than humans it takes a couple months. Another cool feature he has, the hammer can also regenerate his clothes anytime he wants. Now that's pretty cool. In retrospect, Thor is a pretty unique and powerful individual. By now you should understand the origins of Thor and all the crazy powers he possesses. He was born half Asgardian and half elderly while growing up with a jealous brother that tried to kill him. He controls the Earth's environment and also possesses a powerful hammer that gives him an abundance of power. Now you should be able to appreciate everything Thor does for us on a daily basis and the power he possesses if we needed protection. Next time you see a shooting star, it might just be Thor traveling through space at the speed of light to save somebody's life. The source I used was marvel.wiki.com/Thor_Thor_Odysseus, and the company in charge is Marvel Database, and I couldn't find the date it was edited.